management or business administration as I did, you will see different kinds of management style. Management, what they call management by participation. Management by participation. You are doing and leading by example, by serving. While people are working, you are with them in doing decent service. And I hope that I'm giving that example to you, the things and tasks that are assigned you, by being involved myself, doing it with you, not to sit on the seat of the high priest. Because I am a high priest or general overseer, and then say, don't do that, and go do that, and give others with you, but I sit and with you to show you an example as Christ did. He came to serve. That is the word that he gave. Which of the leaders of this world today, is it our president, President Biden, or is it the president of Germany? Is it the Macron of France? Or is it King Charles in the United Kingdom? Which of the leaders today in the world can say that he leads by example? How many are there? King Fahd in Saudi Arabia, or is it Prince Mohammed? Which one of them in all the Middle East? The Shah of Iran? Or is he the Emperor of China? Where in the world can you see them leading by example? By telling you and showing you example of what is good and not what is evil. That you see evil all over the world and wickedness of the people. Maybe in Nigeria we will find a leader like that. Sure, those in Nigeria, we have a leader that lives by example, that does not suffer their own, and makes provisions and thinks about what is good, and do what is good for his own people. The leaders in Africa, you will find all over the world there is no example of leadership anymore. Some of us are in the business of rehabilitation, where a lot of young people, children are brought to us to be able to teach them on how to live a very civilized life, how to live within the rules of law and the norms of the civil society. But you find that back then we used to have some examples of leaders. A lot of good leaders are there. Which one will you use as an example? The children are smart. By the time you say, be like this person, they will tell you, they will tell you what those leaders are doing that are bad. They think the children will not know. And the young people are not paying attention. They are paying attention. That will find no more difficulties. We have difficulties. Finding good example of a mentorship, somebody they can look up to and say that this is a good man and they live a good life. And they want to follow and live their life. There used to be so many of them. If you like to be in the law enforcement, you say, okay, you could be like Colin Powell, a man that stood up for something and believed in something until temptation came his way and he fell by the grace, going to a rag war, concocting all kinds of lies. The government that forces their own subjects to live a life of lies, a satanic life, a diabolic life, a life that is unworthy of the deceitful lies and deceitful life. The man that we use as an example fell down, face down on the ground. May his soul rest in peace. That all the good work done became soil in order to support the leaders who are corrupt. We used to talk about Barack Obama as an example of a black man that they have and live with a wife, a wonderful and intelligent wife, a super intelligent human being. As an example for black people that have no example around the world. Until one day he come and became a curse upon his tribesmen and says that a man should marry a man, a woman should marry a man. And force nations even in Africa to support such a taboo and abomination in their own land. So what kind of example said that we tell the children to say, no, I don't want to be a gay. Because it was a taboo in their culture. And I'm not talking about those that have made that choice. Because I have hired them, employed them, and loved them. Because they are God's children. But that does not mean that you should condone it. Neither should you force others to live such an abominable life. Oh, you say, an example where you can be like Bill Clinton until Monica Lewinsky came and all the things and troubles around the world. For the same reason that you cannot find such a good leader as in the same reason. If you remember the prophecy I gave from this altar from the Lord and says that the Hillary Clinton will never be the president. And even if she wins, she will never step into that White House. And so it was that way. You were there when the Lord decreed that everything Obama have established will be brought down, and so it was. Because there is no longer leaders, it's all about their positions of power. And the authority, they don't think about the generations to come at their own children, that they're going to be looking up to them. They want to be like them, they want to follow their own footsteps. They only think about how to get into power, regardless of their kind of wickedness and evil they will go through in order to enthrone and retain the positions of power. As you see going on in Nigeria today, but what is the Lord saying? That you cannot find that example. You find that at the end, that the example will still remain the ones that you find in the scriptures. Those that have committed sin and committed all kinds of abominable things, all kinds of wicked and evil things are the ones that you enthrone and put in positions of power. But the one that was without sin was crucified. And his example is being rejected by our own country, United States of America, forgetting and forsaking the covenant that their ancestors made with God. What is it like in your own country? Who do you vote and put in power? And why do you vote and keep them there to continue to suffer? And every day you have your knees on the ground crying to God and expecting an answer. Say, well, God have not answered you. God had already answered. Because you have voted people to suffer you. Then why should God come to deliver you from your own suffering that you brought upon yourself? Oh, you will say, like the seven of them have concocted a plan, that the people should be disenfranchised so that they will not vote, so that they will make up their numbers. Yet you have great powers around the world that sustains and keeps such wicked and evil people around the world. And you wonder why God is angry, enraged. God has been angry for so long, but out of his mercy of his heart, keep